This brief animation is titled The Path of Logic and is intended to translate the reasoning used to arrive at the ideas being posed in this new network. As an individual grows up in civilization, they are confronted with a number of systems and institutions that create a well-traveled path to follow for what the society widely regards as success. What happens to the individual is a development of ideas and systems that they can deem qualitative of a better society. It is my opinion that we all do this on some level, while in an economically driven society it is seen most in those who innovate for profit. As the individual continues to gain the ability to influence his surroundings, he develops a concept for what has worked best in his or her case. This leads to their attempt to steer society in the best or right direction. This, even if successful, invariably leads to the same type of adherence in the form of conformity, which promotes the lack of innovation in society. There's something wrong with the systems we've used civilization after civilization to guide us into the future. In looking at the direction of civilization thus far in history, it is apparent that the idealization of any one concept results in a failed system. The idea of a correct system, represented by the arrow, in opposition to another is what results in unthinking societal conformity. What needs to be implemented is a thought process that considers all possible solutions and implements these solutions by popular demand, the idea of expansion as opposed to direction. In order to transmit ideas, one necessity of this system is open communication amongst all willing participants. A system in place now that leads the competition today in mass communication is Facebook. The only problem with Facebook as a basis for this new system is that Facebook has been restricted to the domain of social media. Therefore, Facebook's communication is flooded with social topics. What we can infer from this is that the communicability of Facebook is good, while the social structure it is confined to limits its potential. All there is left to do is to apply the mass communication to a system or network that seeks to explore, define, expand, unite, and progress in every subject or category our population can think of. This paves the way for a global expansion of the concepts of free information and public access to projects and research that shapes our very future as a species. If the network is to take hold, then a complete restructuring of society will develop, defined by the masses as a whole. No hierarchy to dictate man without consent, and no restrictions to tell any individual what he or she can or cannot do. This is a foolproof plan for a world with individuals dedicated to making the world a better place. We're all human beings and we're all individuals. The billions of us together dictate the fate of our world and not the institutions and openly corrupted systems that we have all mistakenly put our trust in for ages. History only repeats what we don't change, and with the technology and capabilities we have today, we've never been more capable as a species to create a world where collaboration and cooperation will bring the greater prosperity than human history has ever known.